Welcome. In this video we're going to take a look at how you can build a ransomware monitoring dashboard. My name is Darragh Delaney from Netfort. Now for this video we're also going to have a particular focus on the WannaCry variant of ransomware. It's become very topical at the moment. Lots of people are asking questions, so we're going to add a few elements specific to it. So let's get on a LangGuardian and let's start building this dashboard. The first thing you're going to need some variables, or these variables are associated with WannaCry. There's particular extensions, a known domain name here, also a text file we need to search for. Now with newer versions of this ransomware, these file names, these domains may not be applicable, but for the moment no harm setting them up, and you can edit these reports later on. You can add extra extensions or add in extra domains. So let's take these file names first. Our file extensions, get on our LangGuardian, and the first report we set up is we click on all reports, go to search by file or folder name. In the search here, change this to regular expression and put in that list of extensions. These will be published on our website. If you just search ransomware, it'll be under the blog post. Run the report. And this shows any activity out there where there's any extensions like that. So we do have some. Click on Actions and go to Save As. So just call it ransomware. wcry extensions. Okay, so we'll come back to that. The next thing we need to search for is the domain. So I'll just copy that back into my LangGuardian. What I recommend for this is you look at our DNS reports. So network events DNS lookups is a good one. Put in the domain name. It's just a long string of characters. Okay, and run a report. You may or may not get results back. In fact, you'd hope you don't get results. I do. So in my case, I'm going to go save this report as well. Ransomware. WannaCry domain. Give it a name and save that off. The final one which is associated with this ransomware outbreak is to detect any clients or any servers on your network running SMB. To do that, if you type in servers or just server into the search, scroll down till you get to the Windows file share section, and you want to select top file share servers. In this case, in the version, we want to select SMB1, run the report. I may or may not get results. I do actually have a server running SMB v1 here. So go Actions, Save As, Ransomware, WannaCry SMB v1. Okay, save that off. The next report I'm going to take a look at is machines using Windows XP. This is somewhat related to the SMB1. It's typically older machines that communicate. So I just want to find out if have I got any machines like that on my network. To find that, just type in web client, and you're looking for this report here, web clients by version and timestamp. In the operating system, type in XP, run the report. And I don't have any. Let me just take out the operating system here. Thought I did have some. Oh, it's in its WinXP. So just put in WinXP here. Run the report. And now this shows me any Windows XP clients. So again, click on Actions, Save As. Ransomware. WannaCry. Just call it XP machine, XP clients. Okay, we're going to be bringing all these reports together in a dashboard in a few minutes, so you don't need to remember where they're all going. So the next set of reports they're more generic. They're very useful for tracking any type of ransomware in your network. It's showing maybe clients that are doing a lot of renaming of files. So type client into the search here. Scroll down to the file share section here, and you want to select this report, top client IPs by number of actions. Before you run the report, select rename here and run that report. So now we've got a machine here renaming files on the network. Actions, save as, call it ransomware. Because this is not associated with WannaCry, we'll just call it top clients renaming files. Okay, give a description if it needs to be. Very, very useful report if you're tracking down a ransomware problem. Would also recommend here, I've already done this actually, if you go to actions, trend the report and give it a name, just call it file rename. So select that and create that trend. I've already done that. So when you look at this report, which is the grouping by number of actions on your file shares, save the report and also trend the report. So that's our set of reports. Now the final one, which is worth looking out for, back at the WannaCry ransomware, it looks like it tries to make outbound connections on port 445. So no harm in checking your network for any activity like that. So let's go for just put in top clients in your search here. Here it is, top clients. Now what you want to do here in the filters is two things. Firstly, the destination port is 445. Now that should be blocked. I'd be amazed if people are allowing outbound connections over 445. So put in 445, and in the destination subnet here, what you need to do is list the range of IP addresses or subnets that you have on your network. So you started off with an exclamation mark because we want to exclude, or we want to look at all activity that doesn't include my local network. So exclamation mark in 10.0.0.0/8, for example, is my network here. If you have multiple, put in 192.168.0.0/16 and the comma separate any others. Run that report, and what this will show us is any clients on my network that is connecting to external addresses over 445. I don't have any. That's good. My firewall is blocking that if it was occurring. But I do want to save this off here. So save the report. Call it ransomware. And let's call it outbound 445. Okay. So I now have created a whole bunch of reports and I want to bring them all together on a ransomware dashboard. So click the plus here. If you don't have plus available, you may need to reconfigure one of your existing dashboards. There's a limit on the number, but I'm going to add a new one here. I'm going to give it a width here of 650 to suit my monitor. I'm actually going to add 2 columns. Okay, so once you've got your 2 columns, just type in the ransomware here, because you've added ransomware to all the reports, so it's easy to find them then. So we want to add this one, this one, this one, this one, top clients and outbound. And also don't forget about your trend. We call that renames. So you see here file renames. So that's added. So just want to sort things out here. Ransomware WannaCry extensions I'll put on the left. The domain we'll put on the left. XP clients is very much a WannaCry issue, and also SMBv1 we'll add over here. Put our file renames at the top. Okay, so I have 4 here, 3 here. Let's see what that looks like. There's an option here as well to hide reports no results. That means they'll come up if there's nothing found. I'm going to leave that off at the moment. Going to give my dashboard a name. So ransomware monitor. Ransomware in monitoring. Okay, and save off my dashboard. Okay, so takes a couple of minutes. When you add your dashboard, just you need to leave it about 5 to 10 minutes for the elements to update. So we'll just pause here momentarily and we'll come back in a second when all these elements have updated. Okay, my dashboard is updated, but however, I actually have missed one report. Let's go in and create that. There is a known file associated with WannaCry. Again, this could change with later versions, but if you find any instance of this file in your network, that's sure sign that there's that ransomware is active on your network, and you need to hunt down the client responsible. So let's go in, find, and just create that last report. So to do that, click on All Reports, search by file or folder name. In the file or folder name, put in that text file. Run the report. You do get some results. Actions, save that report. So we call it Ransomware. Let's call it the ransom text file. And this is actually associated with WannaCry. Okay, save that off. Let's go back here now. Edit this dashboard. Just type in the ransom text file. Let's put that, probably too many things on the left hand side now, so let's pop the SMB v1 over here. So I got 4 elements on each side of my dashboard. Save that off. Now again, you just need to leave this running a few minutes. Just leave it about 10 minutes and you should get, should hope you don't get too many results. But let's take a look at what's happening on this network. Okay, starting on the left hand side, here we've got a list of any extensions out there that associate with WannaCry. So I do have a lot of activity. Drill down on that if you need more information. This is the laptop, this is the client you need to get off your network. It's the one that's infected, it's the one that's encrypting your files. So you can get the username if you have AD integration set up, or if you want to get the MAC address or other information associated with that device, just pop it in the search up here and get all associated data with that client, so we can see its active file shares. And you get other information here, what websites it's accessing, things like that. Let's go back to our dashboard though. So we have an issue. The other problem we have is we can see here that there's a client on my network. It's actually looking up that suspicious domain. So again, this machine I need to get off the network. It's the same one across them all, so it looks like a single client here. That is a Windows XP machine, but this element here will list any machines on your network using that old operating system. That element here shows us where we found instances of that file being created, or certainly being accessed on the network shares. Drill down on that total there to get a bit more detail. And what you'll find here again is there's that laptop has created that needs to get off the network. Over here on the right hand side, what we see here is this trend shows us the number of files, or the rate of file renames. So that's shot up, that's increased. So if we drill down on that, again we get to the same detail, which is what machines, what clients are doing that. And again, it's this guy, it's the same infected host. But this trend here is really useful because it's not specific to WannaCry. This is really useful for monitoring any type of ransomware where something gets into your network and starts renaming files. So you can set up an alert on this as well. You can do so via the going to settings, and there's an option on the trends to create an alert. Here we have the top clients renaming files. This machine has renamed in the last hour 27,000 files. So every one of these elements here is pointing at what is actually 2 hosts. We've got this one here, 10.167, and this other 168. XP machines, need to get them off. This is an interesting one here. It's showing me any servers or any devices on my network using the SMB protocol, which is the server messaging protocol, typically used for sharing Microsoft files or sharing files on Microsoft Windows, file shares, shared printing, that type of activity. It uses SMB, and the old version of SMB is not secure. There is a patch out, but you need to root out any SMB v1 servers on your network, switch off SMB v1. It's not our advice, it's some advice from Microsoft. You definitely want to do that. So in this case here, this server it's running SMBv1, we need to switch it off and patch that server. The final element here, I actually don't have results. This is showing, I'm happy that it's not, because it's showing any connections that are originating from my network to external IPs over port 445. If that was open on my network, I got a huge gaping hole. I don't, but it's worth watching that element as well. So if you have any fears about ransomware, if it's WannaCry, the left hand side here is a good starting point. If you're worried about ransomware in general, take a look at the right hand side here. They're more generic. Look at the rate of file renames. Look at the clients that's doing that. Get them off your network as soon as possible. So that's the basics of how you can set up a ransomware monitoring dashboard on your network. If you don't have LangGuardian running on your network and you want to check for ransomware activity, if you go to www.netforts.com, you can download a free trial of our software. So all features are enabled for a 30-day period, so very, very useful if you want to get some visibility as to what users are doing on your network and if there's any signs of ransomware activity.